It's at 93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. There'll be few questions that requires answers, and I think this will be answered in the fight coming up today. Brook versus Spence. Now, in the Golovkin fight, Brook lost big, and we credited that to Triple G because he's the bigger fighter. So any flaws that he has in that fight, and that's same with Canelo in a way, but more Brook and Triple G because Triple G had loads of hype. Any flaws that Brook had, we would have credited that to Triple G. Some of the questions is, will Brook be able to handle pressure? Because the Triple G, any flaws that he had, we were gonna say, oh, it's because he fought Triple G, but it might not be the case, and it might be the case. So if there's some questions, every time a fighter goes in the ring, some questions are answered, and in here loads of questions will be answered, mainly for Spence. But some of the questions for Brook to answer is, how does Brook how is he gonna do at 147? That's one question. How will he handle pressure? Spence is the most technically sound fighter in my opinion that he's gonna fight. How's he gonna handle someone who's technically sound and a world-class southpaw? How's he gonna handle, because Triple G doesn't really have a good defense. He doesn't know how to move around as well as Spence. Not saying that Spence is a good mover, but he doesn't move around as well as Spence. Spence is a decent mover. He has a weird kind of style. But some of the main questions are on Spence. Spence has never really faced a top fighter. We've never seen him against any world-class fighter, any top world-class fighter. He fought Algieri. He got him out of there before Khan and Paki couldn't get him out of there, but Spence did. He got Leonard Bando out of there before, which Keith Thurman couldn't do. And I do think Keith Thurman does hit harder than Leonard Bando. It's just that Spence said his shots are better, body shots, head shots, which was impressive. And also, one of the questions is how good is Spence really? How will he react when he gets hit with hard punches, hard rights? Does he have a good chin? How will he deal with Brook's jab? That would be an interesting question, how he will deal with Brook's jab. Is he going to try counter Brook's body with a, slip aside, move aside and counter Brook's body? Is he going to try counter him with a jab? What's he going to do? Is he going to try block and counter? And he's going to try move aside and come with a straight left. What's he going to do? How's he going to deal with Brook's jab? Because Brook's jab is one of the best. How's he going to deal with Brook's right hand? This is an important, this is probably the main question that I have. How will he react? Now, there's two aspects to reacting to a shot, a physical and a mental, and they both kind of tie in. Now, physical thing is, can he take a shot? And although that is very mental, the translation is, I don't know how to explain it. So can he take a shot physically? Will he be able to stay grounded when he takes a shot? Because he'll be hit with some decently hard shots that he's never been hit with before. I think he will be a bit less reluctant to come forward, but he will be taking it better than what a lot of Brook fans thinking. This is what I think. I could be wrong because a lot of times how good your chin is, and this is personally what I think I've noticed, depends on a lot of things that you're doing. See, someone like a Danny Garcia, every time he goes, he tucks the angle between his neck and the jaw, from your side of your jaw to your chin, and the neck, the angle between that is small. So basically, he tucked his chin under. When he gets hit, his chin is kind of tucked under. His the neck muscles are kind of flexed. He's got good balance. His head is not way too far on front of the foot. Nothing like that. When someone doesn't have that type of balance. When Keith Thurman got rocked by Sotokaras, his chin was way up in the sky. When Amir Khan got knocked out by Prescott, when Amir Khan got knocked out by Prescott, his head was way in front of his foot and his chin was up in there. He's got a forward shoulder lean, which makes his chin go up in the sky. And if you don't know what that is, you can type in like what's it called? Kyphotic shoulder, inward shoulder rotation. You can Google this stuff. But yeah, that's what I've noticed. Like Danny Garcia, he took loads of Keith Thurman's hard shots. How did he do it? He always maintains balance. He always like his center of gravity is never off. He never does have this crazy head movement. When he moves his head, he also moves his foot to kind of make sure that he's on this. He maintains his center of gravity. And he doesn't reach crazy. Even if he does reach, he puts his left foot forward to make sure his center of gravity is not too far forward, so he doesn't fall, or he doesn't get rocked if he gets hit hard. Errol Spence, he doesn't have great head movement. He doesn't. I think his camp doesn't believe in head movement. They move around. They stalk you kind of pretty well actually, and Errol Spence, I feel like, because he doesn't have good head movement, he just moves around. That might actually make it, and he's strong as well, big and strong. That might make him take a good shot. That's just my honest opinion. I personally think he'll take a good shot. But also, some people might take a good shot physically, but mentally they don't. Like, it might make them not want to fight as well. Not want to fight as well as they were before they took a shot. And that's also a question. I don't think this will be the case because he has loads of amateur fights, and I know amateur's different to professional, but damn, he should have some. He should be used to fighting by now. But again, this is the question. It's also he's against Kell Brook, who he's never been a fighter that he's never been up against, like a type of fighter. Kell Brook's the best fighter he's been up with, and initially I thought of Kell Brook as the person I was leaning towards, but as I'm speaking right now, yesterday I was thinking of Kell Brook as the favorite, but as I'm speaking now, yesterday at night actually, not at daytime, as I speak now, I think, man, I'm slightly leaning towards Errol Spence right now as I speak, because the way Kell Brook spars, he backs up a lot, and he has a tendency to back up. He can come forward, but I need him to control the center of the ring. We need him to control the center of the ring for him to win. That's just straight facts. He has to land the right. His work rate has to be higher than what it is. It has to be a lot higher. He has to put combinations on, a lot of combinations. Jab, 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 a lot. Kell Brook is more of a pot shot fighter. He can throw a combination. He does throw a combination. He can come forward, but he is, in essence, seems like he just likes to stand there or likes to back up a little bit. Doesn't like to move around way too much. Or if he does, he tends to back up. That's his natural tendency. He's more of a back foot fighter from what he seems like. And he likes to pot shot doing that. And I think with Errol Spence, you need to do more than just pot shot. You have to throw the jab, you have to throw the right, you have to put the combinations on. Seriously, you have to put a lot of combinations on. Give him angles. I think Kell Brook kind of waits for his opponent to give him shit, but he has to give him angles and then come with a jab right hand and shit. Give him angles. Kell Brook has to give him angles. Very important that he does that. But see, Errol Spence, man, this is a difficult one. I'm still not making a prediction, by the way. This is not a prediction. Errol Spence has a higher work rate, okay? He has a more pro style, so he's better on the inside. But he's also pretty good on the outside. I think people are underestimating Errol Spence's boxing ability. I don't think he's this amazing boxer, because Keith Thurman was able to outbox Leonard Bondu more easy than Errol Spence could. Even though Errol Spence finished him up. It's the setup of those punches that kind of worries me. Like, if you think visually, right, on spots, Kell Brook will look amazing. We're just thinking of those on spots, right? But on the whole, Kell Brook doesn't have that type of high work rate. And Errol Spence will tag him, right? He's a big guy. I think he's got pretty long range as well. And Errol Spence is going to tag him to the body. He's going to tag him a lot. And, Kell Brook's going down to 147. So, how is Kell Brook going to take those shots at 147? Those body shots. These are all the questions that that arises. And the thing is, I can see this scenario happening. Kell Brook trying to hit him with 1-2s and he's having success. but then he's kind of like backing up and stuff to the ropes. And then Errol Spence he hits you kind of with like from a longer range, to be honest. He can't come to inside, but he can kind of hit you to a longer range, but he can come on the inside as well. Either way, he can have success with Brook as well, especially on the ropes. It's quite simple. Everything he does is quite simple, but very effective. Hit to the body, hit to the head, and things like that. This will be... So this I don't know what to say, man. This is a hard one to predict. Kell Brook can go around, have success with the 1-2s, and Errol Spence might just catch him, put him to the ropes. And you know what? As I said, Kell Brook has to control the center of the ring, but it's not as easy as what people think, and it's not as easy as what I thought as well. The way Errol Spence moves around, and the way I can paint a picture is go watch some of his fights, some of his mid like pad work and stuff. When his opponent moves, let's say you're Errol, like you're the opponent and I'm Errol Spence, right? So you move, like I'm in the center of the ring. You're kind of like more on the the ropes and corners. As you move, let's say to your left, let's say to your left means my right. I am turning, like rotating in terms of angle. So in terms of angle, I'm rotating to my right, as well as taking steps. So I'm going to my right. I'm actually keeping you at a constant angle. So if my, try to understand this, okay? If my chest, right? Obviously, if someone can draw a straight line perpendicular to my chest, towards my chest, right? Horizontally. Wherever my opponent is from that line, in terms of angle, I'm always trying to maintain that angle by going around. So if if I'm looking straight ahead, right? If I'm literally standing straight, square on, looking straight, and where my opponent is, from there, I'm always trying to maintain that. No matter where he moves, I'm trying to maintain the angle which I feel solid. That's what Errol Spence does. The angle that he feels good in, he always maintains that. And the way he moves around, it's kind of like you can't get behind him to the center of the ring. It's very difficult. You really have to hit him with few hard shots and back him up. You have to back Errol Spence up. Kell Brook has to back Errol Spence up, in my opinion. It'd be great if Kell Brook can hit an uppercut, which is very hard because Errol Spence does tuck his chin under any kind of... I don't know. I think it'd be hard to land uppercuts. And in the late rounds, Errol Spence will become... Errol Spence has not been in the late rounds. He hasn't. But Kell Brook is a little bit more drained, I feel, than Errol Spence. I just feel that's how... Errol Spence looks a bit tired, but Kell Brook looks a bit drained. And let's see. I think... And Errol Spence throws a lot of hard body shots. He throws body shots which Kell Brook... I don't think Kell Brook gonna throw loads of body shots. The way Errol Spence is standing, he doesn't have those of head movement and stuff, which means you can be very focused on what your opponent does. The way Errol Spence does it, you can attack him quickly. You can attack your opponent right quickly, because when you throw your center of gravity off by moving your head at times, it throws your... It's very hard to attack when your center of gravity is off, right? So, and you can see your opponent clearly because you're maintaining the angle. You just constantly focus. That's what Errol Spence does. And then you can go on the attack. As soon as he goes to the body, you can go to the head. Take away his body shots. And I think that's what Errol Spence might do, man. I don't know. This is the thing. Errol Spence seems really good, but in my head, I'm thinking he can't be this good, can he? But... man, he might as well be a hype job. Errol Spence might be a hype job. We don't know. We don't know that. We have to see how he reacts to those big shots. I feel like leaning towards Kell Brook just because he's the better mover, he's got the better 1-2s. He's more experienced. But there's something that's telling me, it's the way Errol Spence sets up his shots and where's his opponents out. That's what's bugging me about this prediction. That right there. And can Kell Brook land a few hard shots? I'll probably make a final prediction later on. But this is my thoughts on the day of the fight. But I hope you get something out of it. I hope you understand where I'm struggling. I think Errol Spence is a better boxer than what people give him credit for. He's an Olympian. And his work rate will be quite good. Kell Brook, let's say Kell Brook throws a 1-2 and then what? If Errol Spence can take those shots well, he tuck his chin under, can kind of move back as he's getting hit, which will reduce the impact of the punches. Then what? Errol Spence is gonna throw loads of punches, and he's pretty more accurate than Sean Porter. He's not gonna miss a lot of shots though. Not like Sean Porter. Sean Porter is not as technically sound as Errol Spence. Then what? Is Kell Brook gonna dodge all of those shots? Is he gonna? I think he's gonna get hit with a lot of those shots. And Kell Brook is not, as I said, he's not that active fighter. And Errol Spence is very active in the ring. Very active in the ring. He throws loads of shots. But then again, those are with lower level opposition. See, this is the most intriguing thing about the fight, is because we have questions that need to be answered for both fighters, especially Errol Spence. And for this reason, right now I'm leaning towards Errol Spence in a way, but I'll tell my final person who I'm leaning towards. I'm SR93 Boxing. I'm out.